Coast Rock FM at 7:30, checking road and rail this morning. A problem at the southern end of the freeway at Wahroonga. A truck has lost its load on the Pacific Highway exit. That's banked traffic up the hills for quite a few K. Northbound to Newcastle though, all is well. And locally, ambulance and police on scene, an accident on Tumby Road near the roundabout at Wamberal. Better news now on the rail services running for near to time, north and southbound. Weather for the coast, cloudy at first, afternoon showers or thunderstorms.
Hi Lisa, how are you? Yeah, I'll see you at the school bus. I've got something to show you.
Oliver, Angela, hurry up. It's late, we've got to go.
I have to go now. I'll tell you when I see you. Bye. Bye, Mum.
Where are you?
Bye.
Bye.
All I knew about Fiji before Torika's letter came was that it's a small group of islands somewhere in the Pacific and that they have a lot of cyclones there. I showed the letter to my friend Lisa and other friends at school. All they knew about Fiji was that it's a place where many Australians go for the holidays. Hi Lisa.
Hi Angela. Look. How'd you get a letter from Fiji?
Well, you know those friends of ours who are documentary makers?
Yeah.
Some friends of my family's who are documentary makers just came back from Fiji where they were making a documentary about village life, and they gave me the name and address of this girl who's my age who lives in a little village called Namara. It's in a group of islands called the Southern Yazawas. Anyway, I wrote to her and yesterday I got a letter back. Dear Angela, Nisa Bula, which means hello in Fiji. I was very happy when I got your letter. I took it to school and showed it to my class. I want to tell you about myself and my life here in this village.
My name is Torika and I'm 13 years old. I live in Namara from Wayasewa in Fiji, and high school in Namara Village School. My father was working at Lautoka and we live in village. My mother was looking after us, 5 sisters and 1 brother. And one of my sisters was married in our village, and her husband went to America. And my father working in the marine department, and my older sister working at Lautoka.
In her letters, Torika has told me that she and her sisters and brother get up at sunrise and help their mother clean up their house, which is called a bure. The bures were traditionally made from a local bamboo-like material, but with so many cyclones hitting Fiji in the last few years, the government has given them help to rebuild, often using modern materials like concrete blocks or corrugated iron. Torika's house was hit by a cyclone a few months ago, and it took the roof off their kitchen, so they have to use a separate building for cooking. There is no electricity or gas in the village, and most of the cooking is done over open fires. They do have kerosene lamps for light, and Torika's family have a small kerosene stove, but they don't use this very often because of the high cost of fuel.
Yeah.
There are a number of communal showers and outdoor washing areas in the village that get their water from a nearby spring. After showering, they cover their bodies and hair with coconut oil to stop them from drying out in the hot climate. They have one school uniform each, which they wear on Mondays, Wednesdays and Fridays. On the other days, the uniforms are washed and they wear ordinary clothes. For breakfast, they have toast with butter, which they dip in tea made with lemon leaves. They don't have newspapers or radio, but each morning the village herald makes announcements about community activities or duties. He also calls meetings and announces the weather this way, especially if there's a cyclone approaching. He's a key spokesman, the link between the chief and people, and the chief's trusted deputy. Like the chief, he is highly respected for all he does in organizing village affairs. There are no roads or cars or buses on the island, and they all walk to school. Torika seems to like school. She told me that she's in class 8, and at the end of the year she has to sit for a special examination to see if she can go on to secondary school. Very few pupils go on past class 8. If she does pass, Torika has to leave the village to continue her schooling either in Suva or the nearby port of Lautoka, which is on the main island called Viti-Levu.
The fourth and the fifth triangle number? 20. Is it 25?
Yes.
My name is Makreta. I got 6 children, 5 girls and 1 boy. I was married here. That's why I live in this village. And my husband work in Lautoka now in the government board, and I look after the children. The women in the village, you know, we are women, eh? We know what we do every day. We just look after the children or the families, cooking the food, clean the compound, or telling story around, cook the food for their children, eh? Come to school every day.
If you can read it too.
After the hurricane last year, we haven't got any food from the garden. All the, like cassava, yams, like that, was damaged by hurricane. And the government supplies, the hurricane relief supplies our food, like flour, rice, and the rest, we get it from Lautoka.
Brushing.
The village has a boat which brings supplies from the port of Lautoka. If the weather is rough, the villagers go to their relatives for the supplies they need. This is a Fijian custom called keri keri. In its basic form, keri keri means that no Fijian can refuse a request for food or hospitality from any member of their family. Young people going from the village to Suva are looked after by relatives there. The keri keri is like a social security system and is performing a very important social function. Because of the system, Fiji doesn't have the problems of homeless young people. Traditional Fijian meals are very high in starch, and most include generous helpings of cassava or yam, which look and taste like a starchy potato. Their protein comes mainly from seafood when they can get it, and before the cyclone, the village had a good supply of fruit like bananas, coconuts, and pawpaw. Torika School has started a health education program to try and get more green vegetables into the village diet. Also, they believe it is important for both boys and girls to know how to grow basic crops.
Riding his father's horse, Hector forgot his tiredness. He quickly caught a lamb. He lifted it onto a
In their
box.
first 3 years at school, students are taught in Fijian. After that, all classes are in English. Torika's class are looking at different families and how they live as part of their social studies. At the moment, they are studying a New Zealand family.
They have how many children? Who are those two? Donald and Tom. Your vocabulary books? Take them out. What did the two those two words in your vocabulary book?
May I ride, Prince? Yes, if you like. When you go for the scones and the tea, with the hope of riding his father's horse, after the fall of his tiredness, he quickly caught a lamb.
School starts at 8 o'clock and finishes at 3, but the last hour is usually spent outdoors, either cleaning the school buildings and grounds or playing team sports. Occasionally, they practice their traditional Fijian songs and dances called meki, which are used to entertain visitors to their village. The children begin learning these traditional customs from a very young age. Every person in a Fijian village has a role to play. The men are responsible for repairing or constructing houses, deep water fishing, cultivating and maintaining the village gardens, collecting and chopping firewood, and various social ceremonies. They usually meet to discuss their affairs around the Angona bowl, which is the traditional Fijian social drink made from the root of the Angona tree. After school, Torika's mother gives the children some jobs to do around the house, or sends them to the river to wash their school uniforms.
Hayo Torika takanya uchi. Torika kaninai ko. Mula kriya to.
The more I found out about life in Torika's village, the more it made me think about the incredible differences between her life and mine. We certainly have a world full of modern technology, but I started to wonder where all this development is taking us. The village has a small shop which is run as a cooperative. It sells a limited range of goods such as kerosene, matches, tinned fish and biscuits. Before the shop was opened, if someone ran out of these, they would have to wait until the supply boat came in once a fortnight from Torika.
Nice, Johnson. It's good. Maramako. Ayim na naman.
Erinove yo horror no ve. Awa to sumaga na.
Sande.
Ini kan bertani dia kan apa? Ikan banana ka.
There's no television in Amara. There's no cinemas, no discos, no skateboards or rollerblades, no McDonald's. But there's also very little boredom, violence or crime in the village, and no homelessness. Even though Torika's life is very different from mine, we do have some things in common. For fun, she spends time with her friends. They go swimming or fishing, play ball games or just tell stories. Torika dreams of travelling and wants very much to pass her intermediate exam so she can go to school on the main island. And she has plans for her future.
When I grow up, I like to be a teacher.
I am writing to ask Torika if she has a friend who would like to become pen pals with my friend Lisa. I hope we will keep writing to each other. And I hope one day we can visit Torika and her friends on their island, or that she can come and visit us. I wonder what we talk about.
Good night, Angela. Time to sleep. Good night, Mom.
Rabbi Mabe Chisuka Never